Shay Red, RP my heart. Suck my dick.
What's going on? Case.
Always suck my dick, nigga.
First, the search for the gunman who killed a teenager in the Bronx. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Torres. Sandra has the night off. Police believe the victim, 13-year-old Jerian Elliott, was not an innocent bystander and could have been targeted. The shooting happened this afternoon on East 187th Street in the Bronx. Elliott was shot several times in the chest. Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon joins us from the scene tonight in Belmont. Sonia?
Yeah, Joe, it was a shooting that left a 13-year-old dead and parents of teenagers here horrified that someone could do this. The NYPD tonight is asking for anyone with information to help them find the killer. Police marked multiple shell casings inside and outside Angel's Cafe as they gathered evidence throughout the evening.
Heard about 8 rounds. And I came outside about 10 minutes later and seen chaos. And it's a shame that this is happening early in the daytime. People can't even come out.
Surveillance video from across the street captured some of that chaos as an ambulance brought the young victim to the hospital where he would be pronounced dead. A tweet from NYPD Chief of Department Rodney Harrison calling it a gang-related shooting, saying the victim was the intended target. The victim lived only a block away and was identified as 13-year-old Jerian Elliott. Outside his building tonight, candles glow in the shape of his initials, J.E.
It's really messed up, you know? These young kids out here with these gang-related things. It just breaks hearts, man. I just send my love to their family.
Neighbors here in Belmont say they're hearing more gunshots at all hours and that it's so easy for kids to get mixed up with the wrong crowd. Erica Aviles saw the chaos and thought of her own kids. They're a little older, saying she's seen too many teens around here get caught up in gangs.
I guess they just try to find support outside in the street when they don't have at home.
And neighbors here say that is a consistent issue, a lack of activities and outlets for teenagers where they can be safe.
Other breaking news to tell you about this morning: a man is seriously hurt after he's shot while walking in River North. We know the victim is in his 20s. Police say he was on Hubbard near Clark Street just before 3 o'clock this morning. That's when someone on the street started shooting at him and then ran off. The man was hit in the stomach and is in serious condition at Northwestern Memorial Hospital right now.
Cops are looking for 2 men accused of attempting to abduct a child right off the street. Surveillance video provided by the NYPD shows the terrifying incident that took place around 8 o'clock at night in Queens. Investigators say 2 men in an older model maroon car pulled over. The driver got out of the car, ran over to a child on the sidewalk, picked him up, ran back to the vehicle, and put him in the back seat. The child's family chased the man to get the boy back. Cops say the child's mother was able to reach through the front passenger's window and pull the boy out, while the second suspect sat in the front seat. Cops say the boy, who was only 5, wasn't injured. The suspect who grabbed the child is described as a dark-skinned man in his 30s. The second suspect is described as a light-skinned man in his 50s or 60s wearing eyeglasses. Anyone with information is urged to contact NYPD Crime Stoppers. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Breaking now, a girl is shot during an attempted car theft in Kenosha. Police say someone left a car running at a gas station. The 13-year-old girl jumped in and drove off. The owner of the car fired shots, hitting the teen. She is in critical condition.
I smell it and I'm like...
It happened overnight that we want to share with you a shooting that took place right downtown here in the Loop. Chicago police say around 2 o'clock this morning near Adams and Wells, a 25-year-old man got into an argument with a group of people outside. Things escalated and a woman in that group pulled out a gun and shot the man in his chest and in an arm. He was in critical condition when he was rushed to the hospital. Police are now looking for the woman who shot him.
Tonight after a woman was sexually assaulted in her Humboldt Park home. Police say the offender broke in early this morning through a back window. The 26-year-old woman was beaten and raped multiple times before escaping and finding help.
Key news to tell you about right now. If you're just joining us this morning, 6 people have been shot. This took place in a mass shooting on the city's west side. Most of those shot are teenagers. Half of the victims were taken to Stroger Hospital, and that's where CBS 2's Jackie Kostick joins us now live. Jackie.
Suzanne, that shooting happened outside of a house party in the Austin neighborhood. 3 of the 6 shooting victims were taken here to Stroger Hospital. 5 of those victims were girls between the ages of 12 and 19. All of them are expected to recover. And here is the first look at the video that we have from the Citizen app. Police say the victims were standing outside of a party near Ohio and Laverne just before midnight. A dark-colored SUV drove up. Someone inside shot at people on the sidewalk. 5 teenage girls and 1 man in his 20s were all shot. All of them have non-life-threatening wounds. 3 of them are here at Stroger Hospital. A 15-year-old girl is now at Mount Sinai with a graze wound to the head. The youngest victim is a 12-year-old girl. A bullet grazed her hand. Now, family members drove her to West Suburban Medical Center in Oak Park. And the 6th victim was a man in his 20s. He had a gunshot wound to his backside. Now, I did speak to police within the last hour, and they say they still do not have anyone in custody, but continue to investigate. Live at Stroger Hospital, Jackie Kostick, CBS 2 News.
Thanks so much, Jackie.
Police in D.C. say 4 people were shot outside the third base gate of Nationals Park tonight. The gunfire setting off panic inside as fans watched the Nationals-Padres game. Video shows confusion as some fans rushed out of the stadium, others ducking behind seats in fear. It all unfolded just about an hour ago. Fans reportedly heard multiple loud bangs. The ballpark announcer first asked everyone to stay inside before urging fans to exit through certain gates.
At this time, you may calmly exit the stadium through the center field and right field gates.
The Nationals suspended the game after the incident in the bottom of the 6th inning. Police now tell us there is no ongoing threat at this time.
I don't give a fuck.